Do you want a life where $500 flows in automatically every month? Do you want a system where your wealth grows without working? Do you want to achieve financial freedom through real estate investing? The answer is simple. Find a true cash flow property. Use the 1% rule for initial screening. Why does it work? This slide explains everything. What is a true cash flow property? A property where you have a positive balance every month after subtracting all expenses from rental income. Property taxes, insurance, HOA, operating costs, vacancy losses, management fees, and the critical capital expenditure reserves. Roof and HVAC replacement costs. Subtract all of these, then subtract your mortgage payment. You still have over $200 left. This is pre-tax cash flow. What about after tax? It depends on your tax rate, depreciation, and interest deductions. It's based on your individual situation. You know why many beginners fail? They only look at gross yield and forget capital expenditures. Even with $2,000 in monthly rent, if total expenses hit $100, you're losing $100 every month. This isn't an investment. It's a liability. And this is achievable. Filter candidates with the 1% rule. Calculate by stacking all expenses. This is how you identify true cash flow properties. Today, I'll show you the science behind it. So how do you find candidate properties? Use the 1% rule for initial screening. 1% of the property price is the baseline for monthly rent. For a $200,000 property, monthly rent should be $2,000 or more. $150,000 needs $1,500 or more. $300,000 needs $3,000 or more. However, this is just an initial estimate guideline. When interest rates rise, 1% isn't enough. When insurance premiums surge, same thing. If property taxes are higher than expected, your assumptions collapse. That's why the 1% rule is only a first-stage filter. Properties that pass must be scrutinized with NOI and DSCR. Look at 100 properties online. Apply the 1% rule. Most will fail. Analyze only the remaining candidates in detail. In today's market, finding properties that meet this condition has become difficult. Texas, Florida, and Arizona used to be the focus. But prices have surged now. The Midwest, like Ohio and Indiana, and suburban areas in the South are more realistic. Competition is intensifying further. Institutional investors are entering the single-family rental market and securing good properties first. More advanced strategies are becoming necessary, such as developing off-market properties before they hit the MLS or purchasing with renovation plans. Now let's look at the breakdown of those expenses. This is where many investors fail. First, property taxes. These vary significantly by county, school district, and city. Simple statewide comparisons of annual percentage rates are dangerous. Texas has many high-tax areas, but it varies greatly by county. California is affected by Prop 13, where tax amounts differ between long-term holdings and new acquisitions. Always verify the actual tax amount from past years for the candidate address. Second, insurance. Fire, flood, liability. In recent years, insurance premiums have skyrocketed in high natural disaster risk areas. In Florida, some cases reach 3 to 4 times the national average, $2,500 minus $4,000 annually, over $200 to $330 monthly. Furthermore, flood damage isn't covered by standard homeowners insurance. You need to get separate quotes from NFIP and others. $100, $250 monthly, even higher in coastal areas. Coverage conditions are becoming stricter in some cases. If you can't get insurance, you can't get financing. Third, HOA fees. Unavoidable for condos and townhouses. $50, $300 monthly, sometimes exceeding $500. Fourth, repairs and capital expenditures. These are different things. Repairs are routine maintenance, fixing faucets, repainting. Capital expenditures are major replacements. Roof, HVAC, plumbing, electrical. Many investors reserve 5 to 10% of rent for repairs. Reserve another 5 to 10% for capital expenditures. Total 10 to 15% of rent, $200 to $300 for $2,000 monthly rent. And costs are rising. Post-2020 inflation has made past conventional unit prices obsolete. HVAC replacement is $8,000, $12,000. Roofs are now standardly $10,000, $20,000. Don't trust old estimates. Fifth, vacancy rate. Assume 95% annual occupancy. 5% of monthly rent, meaning $100 for $2,000 is vacancy loss. Sixth, management fees. Unless you self-manage, 8 to 12% of rent. $160, $240 for $2,000 monthly rent. Add all these together? Expense ratios vary greatly by property and region. For a rough range, operating expenses alone often reach 30 to 50% of rent. But they easily fluctuate with property taxes, HOA, and insurance. Always calculate by stacking for each property. Verify the T12, the past 12 months of actual performance. So which market should you search for properties in? There are 4 conditions. First, population growth. Ideally, 1% or more annual growth. Population growth means rental demand growth. Vacancy risk decreases. Second, employment diversity. Cities dependent on one industry are dangerous. Remember Detroit's auto industry collapse. Choose markets with a balanced mix of tech, healthcare, education, and manufacturing. Third, possibility of achieving the 1% rule. As mentioned, the Midwest and southern suburbs are currently realistic. Fourth, procedural practicalities. Procedures for evicting problematic tenants. However, state laws alone aren't enough for judgment. Actual duration varies greatly by county, court backlog, and specific issues. Simple generalizations like, "this state takes X weeks," are dangerous. Always verify local procedures and practical timelines with property managers or attorneys. Select markets considering these 4 conditions. Now let me show you the actual calculations. Property price, $200,000. Monthly rent, $2, $200. This exceeds the 1% rule. Expense breakdown. Property tax, $250. Insurance, $200, considering disaster risk. HOA, $0. Repairs, $110. Capital expenditures, $110. Vacancy loss, $110. Management fee, $220. Total, approximately $1,000. Next, financing. 20% down payment is $40,000. Loan amount, $160,000. Here's the critical point. Investment property loans have higher interest rates than owner-occupied. Typically, 0.5 to 1.0% added. Assuming 7 to 7.5% interest, 30-year loan. Monthly payment is approximately $1.0641, $120. Now, let's calculate cash flow. Monthly rent, $2, $200. Subtract $1,000 in expenses. $1, $200 remains. Subtract $1.0641, $120 in loan payments. Final pre-tax cash flow, $80, $136 monthly. This doesn't reach the target $200. Even exceeding the 1% rule, calculating all expenses may fall short. What about a property with $2, $400 monthly rent? $2, $400 minus $1, $0.50 expenses minus $1, $0.64 loan equals $286. This exceeds the target $200. The math determines everything. There's no room for emotion. And always verify the latest interest rates. The interest rate environment changes. So what do you need to get financing? There are 4 conditions. First, down payment. Investment properties often require 20 to 25%. For a $200,000 property, that's $40,000, $50,000. With less down payment, some products increase costs through interest rate or fee markups rather than PMI. Second, credit score. Required scores vary by loan product and LTV. However, Higher scores generally improve terms. As a guideline, reaching the 700s often expands your options. Third, debt-to-income ratio. However, for investment properties, some loans emphasize DSCR over DTI alone. DTI is important, but standards differ by product. Verify the evaluation criteria of the loan you're using first. Fourth, reserves. Hold 6 months of expenses and loan payments in cash. Monthly expenses $1,000, loan $1, $0.64, total $2.064. 6 months is approximately $12,400. And understand your total monthly burden. Look at PITI, which adds property taxes and insurance to principal and interest, not just P&I. This is your actual monthly burden. Can you clear these requirements? If not, first improve your credit score, reduce debt, and save cash. Real estate investing succeeds only for those who are prepared. You found a property where the numbers work. What do you do next? Physical inspection. First, the roof. How many years ago was it installed? Asphalt shingles have a 15 to 25-year lifespan. Replacement cost is $10,000, $20,000. Recent inflation has increased this 20 to 30% from before. If 3 years of life remain, use that cost in price negotiation. Second, HVAC. Verify the age of the heating and cooling system. 10 to 15-year lifespan. Replacement cost $8,000, $12,000. This is also rising. Operational testing is essential. Third, plumbing. Are there signs of water leaks? Old lead pipes or galvanized steel pipes require complete replacement. Cost $3,000, $8,000. Fourth, electrical. Is the electrical panel capacity sufficient? Old 60-amp panels need upgrading to 100 to 200 amps. Cost $1,000, $3,000. Fifth, foundation. Cracks, tilting, water intrusion. Foundation issues are the most expensive. Repair costs from $5,000 to over $50,000. Get a professional inspection. Basic inspections often cost a few $100s. However, it increases with property size and additional inspections like termite inspection and sewer line scoping. Verify the necessary inspection menu in advance. This cost is insurance against tens of thousands in losses. Use the inspection report as a weapon in price negotiation. Now let's organize today's key points. Here's today's summary. First, use the 1% rule for initial screening. 1% of property price is the baseline for monthly rent. For a $200,000 property, $2,000 or more. But this is only the first stage. Interest rates, insurance, and taxes change assumptions. Properties that pass must be scrutinized with NOI and DSCR. Second, calculate expenses by stacking for each property. Property taxes vary by county. Insurance changes drastically with disaster risk. Repairs and capital expenditures are different things. 30 to 50% of rent is a guideline, but it depends on the property. Always verify actual performance like T12. Those who ignore this reality will inevitably fail. Third, conduct thorough physical inspections. Roof, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, foundation. Professional inspections prevent tens of thousands in losses. And replacement costs are rising. Recent inflation has increased them 20 to 30%. Don't trust old estimates. Use the inspection report as a weapon to negotiate price. The stricter your conditions, the fewer qualifying properties become. In my experience, it can be less than 1%. You need the patience to eliminate 99 and find 1. Are you prepared? Down payment $40,000, $50,000. Reserves over $12,000. Credit score in the 700s. When these align, your real estate investment begins. Share your strategy in the comments. The markets you're searching, the properties you found, your questions. Everything becomes wisdom for this community. Thanks for investing your time with me today. This channel provides concrete strategies for real estate investing, cash flow, and financial freedom, explained through numbers. You can also obtain passive income. If you want that confidence, subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications too. Until next time.